What up, tribe? It's your girl Raji, and I'd like to welcome you to my podcast, The House of Cush, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about astrology, conjure, tarot, root work, culture, and a little bit of everything in between. So, welcome, you guys. To all the new subscribers and the OGs, I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. You know, you got to tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who we can help. Now, today we are doing the week ahead Cush Almanac for the public tribe, and we will be focusing in on the lunar shifts as well as the key transits that could be affecting us this week. And we're also going to be tapping into a tribe reading, aka collective reading for the week ahead. So hang tight as we look into these situations, honey. Now, as you guys know, today it is a new moon in Capricorn, and it is a very significant phase and shift towards our new timeline. And we talk about this quite a bit, but this particular new moon is very impactful. And the reason that it's so impactful is because it is on the helms of a cluster of Pluto activations, which will astrologically give us the opportunity to kind of set the tone. I feel like a lot of what we've been going through has been kind of like target practice, and I touched on this a little bit, kind of to see were you comfortable, were you ready, and honestly, I just felt like it's going to be very uncomfortable if you decide not to work towards your goals and your purpose, and you're knowing that you should. I feel like it's going to be very, very uncomfortable for the collective. You're going to not be able to kind of just sit back and do how you want to do. Now, for the new moon to be occurring on a Sunday, I think is very amazing. Y'all know the sun is what rules Sunday, so this is all about new starts. Sunday is all about confidence. Sunday is all about solving issues, and it is a great day to tap into any sort of root work conjure that you may be looking into. Now, again, this is usually for the week ahead, but I'm going to say this is something that you may be wanting to think about for the foreseeable future, okay? Again, very much confidence, very much giving purpose driven. And again, what issues maybe that you were finding yourself in last season that you want to kind of eliminate this season. So a lot of putting periods in areas where we had commas. Today is also a great day to start new things. So again, that's very much giving that new moon energy. Now, when you think of this particular new moon in the sign of Capricorn, I do want you guys to check and see where Capricorn may be in your chart. If it falls anywhere, check the aspects and see how those aspects may be affecting you. Now, as far, we've been kind of prepping for this through this early domination energy. Capricorn is very serious, it's very disciplined, and that's what you've been focused on, like tapping into your responsibilities, financial maturity, authority, things like that, so that once we get ready to shift into Aquarius season, you know that whimsy, that movement that Aries is going to bring when it shifts out of Pisces into Aries first, like I'm getting ahead of myself. Saturn in Pisces, and then also Neptune is going to shift into Aries as well, like early next week. So it's almost like, okay, come up with a formidable plan, get your goals in line, because this is something that you need to be sticking with. You're setting the tone for what's to come. Now, so it's been a very serious month, if you will. And what better way, like I said, the new moon in Capricorn for like ahead of time moments. Now, I did post some things in Patreon for y'all, so if you guys want to go tap into Patreon and see what this is going to be looking like for you, and any sort of rituals and spells that y'all could do tonight is going to be available. Like I said, Patreon. Even if you're not a member, sometimes I do allow those spells and things to be for sale, so y'all can purchase those separately, okay? but I definitely would recommend joining at least the free tier, y'all, because you'll know when things drop. You'll know when certain things are happening. Like I have some new products coming out for pre-order. They're already actually out, but nobody knows it. It's a secret list, yeah. But yeah, before it goes like public, Patreon and my private groups usually know. So just take that with the facts. But back to the astrology, right? Shameless plug. But this new moon is focusing on structure, financial planning, long-term goals, and business foundation. So again, building the foundation. So when you get to moving through that Aries energy as well as that air, like that Aquarius energy for the season, you jump through these portals, you are already kind of knowing like which way you're going and what you're going to do. Now, a good ritual tip is going to be writing your intentions down and also speaking your goals aloud with authority. Okay, potentials potential. Somebody need to hear that. This is not a wish moon, okay? This is very much a command and construction moon. So you're not asking, you telling, because you've done the work. If you are aligned, if you where you supposed to be, you've done the work, you put in it, and you like, hey, this is what it is, and this is what I expect to get out of this, because 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2. But if you all over the place, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going, you don't know who you are, this is going to be kind of a interesting move for you. You're going to be all over the damn place. No shade, all tea. Now, you know that you can set up for new moons 3 days before and 3 days after. So 3 days ago, you should have been preparing to release, let go, sacrifice. You should have been doing your cleaning. Don't feel bad if you got to catch up and do it today. That's just fine. But between today and the next 3 days, specifically the 18th through the 25th, you need to be seeding your intentions, building containers, systems that are going to be working for you as you get ready, okay? And also beginning money workings, okay? So today you decide, and then you should see a lot of that. If you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, whatever you plant today, whatever systems you start today, by the time we get to the full moon, the next full moon, you should start to see some of those energies manifest, okay? Now, yeah, this is like, it's a cute little blend, because it's like we're blending this old world power, this seriousness into a new world execution. And I don't know why, but again, y'all know I've been on these, so if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I'm also doing a lot of reading right now, y'all. I'm doing a lot of reading. I'm doing a lot of research. Obviously, I'm getting prepared for Cush Academy too. But I am reading. I'm researching. I'm just kind of getting my professor hat on, if you will. My teacher hat on. So I've been getting like hella downloads, and oh my God, y'all, the blends of the Greek, Roman, and the old school. Like, I don't really, I definitely respect and honor the Orisha, but I haven't really tapped into the Orisha because that's not necessarily my lane. Moreover, like indigenous energy, that type of vibe. I'm looking into Greek. I'm looking into Kemet. And this is just simply due to the fact of me trying to stay, how should I put it, authentic to what I do in terms of African American history and Afro-Indigenous history, and also recognizing that there are some things that you need to know cross-culturally as well, so that you can know what to do, know what's what, know the language, you know what I'm saying? So I'm tapping into that. So if you don't hear me talk about the Orisha quite a bit, it's because I haven't really tapped in to that, but I know some amazing creators, and if you are into the Orisha, if you are wanting to know more, I know some amazing creators who are knee deep in that research and those studies, and at some point during the post I will tag them so y'all can take a look see. I've had encounters, but that's not my lane, you know what I'm saying? So I'll give respect where it's very much due, and it's a lot of creators out there. They are knee deep in that research and those practices. Okay, so yeah, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because, like I said, January again, blending old world power with new world execution. So take it where it resonates. Now, again, foundation laying, so you don't have to worry about coming back to these and building on a faulty foundation. Y'all see where they build all those like amazing new houses, and you be like, oh my god, it's so pretty, and then you get in the house, like certain builders, and you realize they don't use cheap material, they rush the building, they not up to code. And think of that, think of like January being like you building a house and you're getting your foundation ready, you deciding on the materials that are going to be substantial to your practice. You are deciding certain things. So look at it like that, if you will. Now, this new moon window that we're in right now, again, business containers. So if you're evolved hustler, you're going to be focusing on memberships, retainers, client funnels, and again, long-term income spells. So I like to tell people, as a good way to not get overwhelmed with planning, you start at the overall goal and maybe do like a short term, like, okay, let's just say you had a 10-year plan, then you bump it down, like make it kind of vague, don't go into detail, because those things will change, those things will shift over time. Then you back down to like what, 10-year, 5-year, right? Then once you get to a year, that's when you start going into detail. Once you get down to the year plan, okay, it's like, all right, now it's time for me to roll into detail. And every year, you use these moon phases, you use these transits, you use your planetary hours and your days of the week to sufficiently plan out and like break down those timelines into specific details. So I'm gonna recommend, like, okay, what is the main big goals? 10, 5, jumping down to 1, jump down to, what is it, 90 maybe, then jump down to 60. Then once you get to 60, you move your way down to 30. Okay, and what happens to 30? So each particular funnel, right? This is for creators and evolved hustlers. My bad, y'all. Even if you were like normal shit, like basically you're gonna break it down so that you don't get overwhelmed, but you already know where you're headed, you already know where you're going, you know what the end goal is, and each and every time span you're doing something to get to that goal. And like I said, by the time you get to year like 5, year 10 type goals, you give yourself room for changes, because life does change, things do evolve, you do change your mind, you know what I'm saying, about certain things. So again, so now you bumping yourself down to, and I think this is very important for us to talk about, especially with this new moon in Capricorn and all these Pluto activations. This is important. But like, okay, so you down to 90, right? That's like 3 months. Then you jump down to, what is it, 30. Okay, now you down to 30. This is where it gets real specific. Okay, you're gonna start messing around with, okay, this what I'm gonna do this week, this what I'm gonna do this week. Now when you get to the 30-day, in my opinion, this is when you need to start thinking about moon phases, new moons and full moons. So this is where this new moon in Capricorn comes in, and the next full moon that we're having comes in, right? Because you're looking to do the work magically to evolve, as well as in the physical realm, to get to a goal or a result by the full moon. Those things should be manifesting for you if you are walking it like you talk it, and you've moved the blockages. And if there are blockages, you know, during the full moon and the waning phases, you know, those are things that you should be checking. You should be like, okay, I need to be doing some work to get this shit up off me, or, you know, part of my friends say, but that's how you kind of need to be working it. So now these next, like, waning phase, these next 3 days, it's like, okay, let me decide, let me get it together, and then at some point you start to execute how you're gonna plan. But it's much easier if you know where you're going and you know what you want to do. This is a much easier thing to do. I'm gonna suggest drinking chamomile tea, lavender tea while you do these things. When you're to dream, mugwort, a little Yeah, stuff like that. So you can kind of see on a spiritual level as well. But you need to be calm. You need to be in a calm space, a clear space when you're doing this, because it can be overwhelming. It can be somewhat overwhelming. So, yes. Now, this is a good time between the 18th and the 22nd, guys, to figure out your New Year foresight, business, and your money spreads. So, again, today through 22nd, what I say, 18, 19, 20, 20. That's like in this time span of that new moon, planting those seeds. So, you deciding, you're divining with your spirits, and you are listening, okay? So, you might want to ask the ancestors starting today, because this is intention anchoring. You want to ask them what must be stable before expansion, like what I got to do before I get to where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Now let's see what else is going to be quite important. Command, structure, commit. Command, structure, commit. I'm gonna repeat that again. Command, structure, commit. If you are able to get to you a gold candle today, or a green candle, maybe even a brown candle, these are going to be good for prosperity workings, stability, structure workings, groundings, wealth, authority, long-term success. A full breakdown is on Patreon, but do understand that those candles can be substituted for white. Okay, so if you can't get to nothing but a white 7-day candle, or even a tea light, you know, I love me a good tea light, that's cool too. Okay, intention is always what matters. Dressy, do your sigils, do your petitions, and that'll work. Now think about, again, slowly, this is not a rush thing, and you need to speak deliberately, because authority, again, is what's going to be mattering in this timeline. Now when I look at the moon phase this week, again, without overwhelming the guys, when I look at the moon phases, okay, so we got the new moon in Capricorn, then we're going to shift into Aquarius, which is you innovating, changing, stepping into new tribes and communities, and being flexible enough to work those things out. Like, you know, work out the quirks, but be okay with being different this week. You're also going to use that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You're going to use your planetary days, your planetary hours, and you're going to use your moon phases within the zodiac to work those things out this week. Then we got, it's going to be shifting into Pisces too, for a good little bit. So to me, this is you like doing your creative work. This is you maybe doing some dream work here. Like I said, I suggest mud work, blue, lotus, lavender, things like that, to get you in a line to going ahead and working and setting those intentions. Like, you want to be flexible, and you want to be innovative, and you want to listen to your intuition. And then we about to get ready to shift into this Aries energy towards the end of the week. So again, now you need to put belt to ass. Now you need to really be creating and moving in the physical realm, right? Getting your mind right. So that's what you spending the week doing for the most part. Like, I'm deciding, I'm executing spiritually, I'm executing my idea, I'm planning, I'm getting my ideas together, okay? Figure out where Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, as well as Capricorn are falling into your charts to see how these energies might affect you. Now, I won't go so deep off into next week. We're gonna keep it cute. We're gonna keep it cute. So we got a waxing crescent, and then that's how we're gonna do all week. Okay, so let's look at these moon phases. I've been said I was gonna change the name of that. Okay, it is changed. It says Cush moon phase, but anyway. So let's see. Waxing crescent, you guys. So when you're, first of all, let's talk about new moon. New moon is going to be about creating, manifesting, scribing, and making decisions, right? Long-term decisions, because of Capricorn. Now we're entering into a waxing crescent phase. So you're calling in what you want, you're going within, and you're pulling out. This is going to be a highly magnetic week. Again, attraction work. So you need to make sure your home, your business, your physical body is all equipped for attraction work. Okay, that's what you want to be thinking about. And when you get ready to work with those zodiac signs of Aquarius and Pisces, you're going to use those elements to attract that energy towards you. You need to attract your tribe, bring the ideas, bring the innovation, bring the spirituality, bring the creativity. You feel me? Okay. So, I'm gonna look into what kind of magic. Well, also root work and conjure would also be significant for that. Like, we got us a case study going, guys. We got us a case study going. All right, now let's think about today as well. We're still in a heavy retrograde phase in the nodes. Pisces, Jupiter and Cancer is still retrograding, and Uranus and Taurus is still retrograding. Now, again, these are moments of reflection and kind of slowing down to take into account what needs to change within the home, within the family, maybe the things that you are hoping and desiring, the things that you're creating. Your spirituality is also being kind of brought up for assessment, as well as, what's comfort, what's culture, what's real, what we value is also being brought up for, a loss. Like, not a loss, but a look. I wonder why I said that. Anywho, Chiron is doing what it do, because Chiron right now is still in Aries, and it is squaring the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter right now. Now, these are most of our personal planets and things that affect your identity, your emotions, how you create, how you speak, how you digest information, movement, as well with Mars. And then again, the home, what you find valuable, your luck, you know what I'm saying, your actual movement. And a lot of those are at 3 degrees, which is very interesting. Now, I think it's time for those things to align, right? It's time for you to meet those in that mind, body, spirit. Like, you got to connect. And in order for you to connect, there's got to be change that happens. Now, I find it interesting that Chiron in Aries is squaring the Sun in Capricorn at 5 degrees. So when you think of fives, that's like change. That's like shifting, you know what I mean? And then again, once you shift, that sun, that higher self, that identity, how you see yourself, how people might see you are, which is usually a rising, but the sun can kind of get off into there too. But that needs to change, right? And then everything else will align. But you've got to be willing to figure out where you're dealing with your struggles, you're dealing with that Chiron energy, you're dealing with a shift of identity. Remember, I was telling y'all, right now is going to be the best time to do a identity shift or a quantum leap, okay? Now, if you do have my Evolved Hustler ebook, it is a quantum leap identity shifting section in the book. So you might want to check that out. Now, squaring, honestly, right now, for that energy to be squaring, it says a lot, because there is a challenge. There is a challenge. There is a little bit of because of the simple fact that a lot of people just not comfortable. A lot of people not comfortable. A lot of people don't want to do it. A lot of people dealing with pressures with society, pressures with jobs, pressures with family. Is this going to be sufficient long term financially for me? Like, how does this work? So that's why you got all that hostile ass energy going through that shit right now. Squaring, just like, not necessarily major, just still uncomfortable though. Minor tensions, just things you still got to deal with. Things we haven't completely dealt with just yet. All right. Now, so expect it. That's why I say drink you some chamomile tea today. Drink you something calm today as you plan out, as you get ready to map out what you're doing, because you are going to have a little bit of a struggle there. Now, I'm working my way backwards, which I usually start at the sun, but for some reason today, Spirit said started Chiron. So now we into Lilith. Now, Lilith is in Sagittarius, and it's sextile the sun, moon, Venus as well. And while I feel like those are good, you're going to get your secondhand blessings for doing your shadow work surrounding your identity, your feelings, your emotions, your love and war aspects within the community, loving yourself, doing that. You're going to be cool. And then we got trining Saturn. So there's a lot shifting here as well. You're being supported. Then you got the opposition of Uranus and Taurus. So not necessarily wanting to change, wanting to be free, wanting to move forward from all outdated values. You know, how much do you hide? How much do you keep to yourself? Like type energy. Like we go through that a lot in the spiritual community. Then we got trining Neptune in Pisces at 3 degrees. And we got sextile and Pluto in Aquarius. Now they say 0 degrees. Okay. So once you do the shadow work, the change will shift. It will happen, and it will allow you the opportunity to create something new. But it is going to take work, but it's going to be supported 100%. Do something different. Saturn is sextile Uranus and Taurus here. 0 degrees. Then we got a lot of 0 degrees, y'all. We got Mercury. It's conjuncting Mars at 0 degrees today. Mercury is sextile Saturn at 0 degrees. And Mercury is trining Uranus at 0 degrees. Now, the moon itself is also sextile Saturn at 0 degrees. It's trining Uranus at 0 degrees. They busy today, ain't they? The moon very busy. Lilith is very busy. Mercury is quite busy. The sun is very busy today. The identity, the self is being examined a lot today, okay? Because people can feel energetically it's time for a shift. It's time for change. Now, you know, emotionally here, we've got the moon trining Uranus. We got the moon sextile Saturn. We've got the moon conjuncting Mars. And the moon is also conjuncting Mercury. Now, one little shift in the sun, which is the sun trining Uranus. Now, I feel like these things can work together for the greater good, but there has to be some sort of acknowledgement of the shadow. There has to be acknowledgement of what your true identity is and stepping into that with authenticity and authority. Some people may be encouraged to speak about what they're doing, what their plans are, where they're going. Or you may be, and not necessarily speaking about it, but wanting to study, wanting to know more. Okay. Setting the tone is going to be quite helpful. That's Saturn and Uranus energy. Okay. So do what you say you're going to do and do it well. You know what I mean? And that's if you want to make puzzles for a living, okay? Do it and do it well. That's kind of where that's how I see that. That's really how I see that. Let's open the rose, y'all. And if I feel the need to jump back into the astrology, because it's busy today. I don't know. I'm like, whoa. I was trying to decide how much, because I could do a reading off the transits and the aspects alone. Like, as much business as we got going on. So I'm just like, we'll never get to the reading, the tarot. So, I don't know. I'll check into it if it pulls itself up for the reading. But let's do something. Let me open the rose. Thank you, Spirit, for opening the rose for me on behalf of the tribe. Thank you so much for covering and protecting us as we go on this journey. And thank you so much for the gift. I don't abuse the gift. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. What guidance do you have for us for this week? What guidance? I'm going to do some. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep it cute like I always do. I'm shuffling, y'all. Mind you. Now, while I'm shuffling, let's go over a little bit of the astrology terms, okay? Because I feel like sometimes I just be talking, and people probably be like, what the heck? Okay? So, when you think of aspects, when you think of trining is harmonious blessings and gifts. Now, when you think of sextile, this is going to be compatible and getting your second blessings, right? When you think of conjuncting energy, this is love, hate, you know, depending on the zodiac signs, maybe how one affects the other. When you think of squaring, that's like minor tensions, right? And when you think of canucks, this is your free will and your willpower. When you think of oppositions, this is more resistance and hostile. So square is not that comfortable, but I almost rather see a square than I would rather see a opposition. I ain't gonna hold you. And then also depending on the conjunctions, because conjunctions can be good or bad. You never really, you know, you got to kind of take a deep, like, you know, when it comes to that. But let's see. Now that I said that, just kind of give y'all a rundown. A little rundown. 11:01 on the time stamp. Let's see. Okay, I got past Sunday. Big Mama in reverse. Son of Knives for the present. Okay, Mother of Knives in the reverse for the collective. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Coins in reverse for the near future. And Son of Baskets in the reverse. Okay, so we got the major arcana for the Sun card here. And this just, let's see, somebody maybe hiding, concealing. Somebody's concealing some sort of information. That's going to be a theme this week. Somebody's trying to keep some sort of information or keep you from being seen. Somebody seems to know something and they're not telling you, or they're playing. I just heard the spirit say somebody's playing stupid. Somebody's pretending like they don't know something. This is definitely someone within your family, or maybe they feel like they could be embarrassed about this legacy, or this may damage the family legacy. So I just keep getting playing stupid. It's like they trying to hide it. They know it, but they do know. So this may be calling for you to study, and maybe you have to build your own legacy. You have to build your own 10 of Pentacles, because these people, the elders in your particular situation, are not sharing information. This person could be a Leo. They could be a air sign here. Tell me about the Big Mama in reverse. Yeah, so somebody's maybe hiding something, concealing. They don't want you to know about the family business. Somebody doesn't want you to be seen. Either they don't want you to know about the family business, or they don't want you to be seen for what you do. They feel like you should be keeping this business in the shadows. This is interesting. Okay, Father of Coins. Yeah, okay, so your family could have been involved in something in a previous timeline, and you are manifesting and coming back into alignment with it. And whatever it is that you do, like, they don't want it to have a rebirth. They don't want this family business to have a rebirth. They don't want it to come through. I made you some turkey sausage. Yeah, so I got Scorpio, Pisces too. So I got Leo, Scorpio, and Pisces. And yeah, they trying to hide this shit. They don't want it to happen. So they didn't want this business, this idea, this plan to either come back forward. So this is why maybe you've been released from these contracts, because these people, they're experiencing they're displaying weakness. Leo is very significant. Pride come before the fall is what I just heard. Pride come before the fall. This masculine energy from the past is, yeah, he's in the Father of Sticks in reverse energy. King of Wands, if you're looking at the traditional deck. This person is abusing their power, and they've been battling with something. So over the past 7 days, you could have been like fighting with this individual, like you're fighting with these individuals actually, but you got one main person here possibly. There could have been a business in the past with your family, some sort of like knowledge, business, path that your family was walking, and they don't want to be seen as these type of people, right? They're trying to hide this shit. So again, 7 days ago is significant here for someone, but somebody is fearful here. This person is trying to control you by extorting some sort of weakness here. They may be trying to sacrifice you so that you do not experience this rebirth. They're doing all that they can do to keep this family business under wraps, to keep this plan under wraps. They're doing everything. And tell me about the Son of Knives. So somebody could be telling you like there's no money in this plan. There's no money in this plan. You won't get any offers. Like it's like they're trying to discourage you from walking this path. Ace of Coins in reverse. Yeah, Son of Coins in reverse. They trying to discourage you from walking this path. They don't want you to do this shit. Clarity. Yeah, because they know that you will be the big queen. Empress energy. Aries could be significant here. Somebody knows this. Somebody knows that you're the empress. They know you're the head. They know the possibility. And they know this now. This is coming out now. Or take note of when the planet starts to shift into Aries, okay? Somebody knows this. And they didn't want to give you the opportunity. They didn't want to give you a chance to reach your goals. They told you that it wasn't worth it. They told you that it wasn't possible. They told you that it wasn't a thing, okay? Tell me about the Mother of Knives in reverse. Yeah, this definitely has to do with you being well studied in terms of whatever goals and like, so whatever it is you're thinking about doing, look back into your family history. Look back into your family history if you can, because this is something that it has spanned generations in your family, okay? It has spanned generations. This ain't no new shit. Like, it's new for you because you just not picking it up. And your family may have been involved in this in previous timelines. And for whatever odd reason, they, maybe it's just jealousy. Maybe it's because you're doing something different. But they don't want you to pick this shit up at all. Specifically that air sign feminine energy. She's coming out in the reverse. I do read reversal, so I'm saying like she negative as hell. Or this could also be the fact that they didn't feel like you knew enough to attain this, to work in this realm. Because I got the Mother of Knives in reverse to the Three of Coins. So you need to study. You need to pick up your books on your own and stop waiting for your elders to help you out, because they're not going to help you out. They're not going to help you because they don't want you to do it. They don't want this timeline brought back up. They've assimilated to the matrix. It's what Spirit is saying. So they don't want to bring this shit back up. And you like bringing some shit back up. So yeah, they don't think you know enough. They don't think you deserve this title. They don't think you studied it but they haven't also given you the information and the foundation that you need to be able to do this. I got the Mother of Knives in reverse to the Three of Pentacles to the Bishop C.H. Mason, which is the Hierophant. Now take mind of this Hierophant. What's this Hierophant? So this Queen of Swords, she could have worked with you, but she refused to teach you this. And now someone's had a plan for weeks. She's a distorted leader, right? She doesn't do things the right way. Abusing power, abusing spiritual rank, wants to be the only leader. Yeah, she seems to know some sort of information here. And this person is being very selfish. Mother of Coins in reverse. She's not nurturing you. She's very selfish. And this is something that's being exposed. This illusion is being lifted now. Cancer could be significant. The moon is lifting this illusion that she's the reason why this cycle is staying open. The garden in reverse, because she refuses to share. She refuses to make peace with the family, with this situation. She can't deal with it. Six of Baskets in reverse. Very much heavy Cancer energy today. Heavy Cancer energy around you. Put it like that this week. And it's distorted Cancer energy. It's all in the reverse. Yeah, she maybe feel like she want to keep going. Like, she don't want to. I just heard we don't die, we multiply. She don't want to give this up. Whoever this elder is, she's not trying to give up her stance. So if you're well taught, if you know what's going on, then it comes to you, right? The inheritance. Like I told y'all before, every inheritance is not money per se. Like, when y'all be hearing readers talk about inheritances, it's not always a physical, like, people like, oh wait, my family's rich. No, the inheritance could be spiritual knowledge. The inheritance could be a gift. The inheritance could be a trade that will bring the family generational wealth over the years. And if you the person that's supposed to activate that, what I'm seeing here is whoever these family member has been fighting you. And if you've been feeling 1111 on the timestamp, if you've been feeling an extra bit of that over the past 7 days, that's why. That's where the attack's been coming from. They plan was to keep you hidden, to keep this whole situation covered up, so they could continue their distorted ass teachings. Yeah, Spirit says this was all a part of the plan. Yeah, this she refuses. She can't make peace with it, and this is why. So something's being slowed down. This person wanted to slow you down by putting a lot of burdens on your plate. 10 of Sticks in reverse, because maybe she couldn't change her mind about doing something. And what's this 6 of Sticks? She figured she get to some sort of win, like short-term victory, by offering you, like, you'd have to come to her for help eventually. Like, you have to come for her, and the help she was giving wasn't really help. Yeah, there seems to be some sort of, this is Libra. This person could be a Libra. Libra could be involved. She's working with a Hierophant in reverse. Somebody could have planned this whole thing. She didn't want to fix this situation. Yeah, they're just trying to lift the illusion or expose some sort of secret, possibly about you. Justice in reverse. Yeah, this whole situation was messed up. Yeah, this legal situation, this spiritually corrupt situation. 3 weeks is significant. Tell me about the 10 of Coins. So you've gotten clarity over the past 7 months, or you will, within the next 7 months, of why this family operates the way they operate. So it's not like you don't know what's up. You know. Tell me about the Son of Baskets. Yeah, you know. Now, someone's upset that you seem to be progressing quite quickly. Someone's upset. We got a Son of Baskets here. Actions. Don't speak out of emotion. Somebody's coming towards you to talk. This person, they refuse to let go of a plan or an idea about getting some sort of help. Here, 5 of Coins. The ancestors have tapped in 5 years ago. The ancestors could have helped you. They could have opened your eyes to what these people were doing less than 2 weeks ago. There seems to have been someone that did something that they thought was very cunning, very smart. Yeah. Your ancestors are letting you know this family isn't loyal. This is very much methodical here. This is all a part of some sort of plan. These people are also vying for time. That's crazy. They're vying for time. Yeah, air sign here. Somebody has some sort of plan. Yeah. Air sign, masculine. Matriarch and patriarch. What's crazy is I had the download, and I posted it about what was it? I can't even think of it. I must not be supposed to talk about it. What's that cartoon? I saw a video of the damn. Oh my god! I don't feel like pulling it up right now. Dang, I can't even think of the name of the cartoon, so I must not be supposed to talk about it. But what it is just to give you an overall scope of the thing, is the elders in your family, they don't want to see things change, and this is very much selfish. Okay, they're trying to manipulate you into doing something that wasn't right, and these people didn't teach you properly. They didn't, they give you bits and pieces, but not enough to really help you out. A lot of this is playing dumb. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. A lot of this is playing dumb. A lot of this is, well, I don't know, da da da. And in fact, this person knows way more than they let on. They know way more. And instead of them teaching the next generation how to work with their gifts and how to build and do, they're so selfish that they've decided that, oh, I'm gonna plan it like this, I'm gonna do it like this, my way or the highway. And I had a reading like that the other day, like my way or the highway. Yeah, the Chariot just came out. So somebody's going to try to offer you some sort of opportunity to move on from what you're doing. Like, oh, I got some sort of opportunity for you. Like, they keep, whatever it is you're about to do, it's very powerful, it's very impactful, and they want to stop you. And you probably like, why? Egos, lack of resources. If you do the shadow work, then you may discover family secrets, family shame, and they don't want those old wounds brought up. They feel like this is like tarnishing the family name. This is heavy family shit. This is inheritance. Like, I don't see, the business is very personal. Okay, the business is very personal. Yeah, they were working hard. They wanted you to walk away from this shit. What I got, 5, 6, 7, 8 of cups. Whatever you doing, they wanted you to walk away. And I got the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, they was trying to get you. They fight you hard as hell because they want you to walk away from this Wheel of Fortune. Now, why do they want that? You've been working on this. This is gonna help you. 8 of Pentacles in the upright. They want you to walk away. They've been fighting you like hell. They want you to walk away because this Wheel of Fortune is something that's going to build you up to where you don't need them. You don't need to abide by their rules, abide by their planning. Yeah, and you're being encouraged to keep your funds, and you keep your shit, to keep your plans, keep your funds. Four of Pentacles in the upright. Whatever it is you're working on, keep it to yourself. Whatever you make, keep it to yourself. It's just time. It's time. You shared with these people before. You shared information, you shared resources, and you didn't even know you was being sabotaged. You had no idea. Present. Yeah, someone could be trying to implement some sort of trauma or hurt onto you. Yeah. Judgment in reverse. Libra. Somebody made a very bad decision deciding that they would target you. They made bad decision. They were wrong. These people were wrong. Somebody could have moved out of emotion. Somebody misjudged you. Maybe said you were overly emotional or crazy. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, they trying to say, nah, you too. I'm telling you, you got people that like trying to make the decision for you. Like 3 days ago. 3 days, in 3 days, somebody could be trying to come towards you, saying like, trying to get you to change your mind, trying to traumatize you with injustices and making bad decisions, maybe saying you don't self-reflect, this ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of people around you trying to just tell you what's for you and what's not for you. Yeah, there's also a King of Cups in reverse. This person could be trying to manipulate you. This is a Pisces. This King of Cups trying to manipulate you, yeah, into surrendering yourself. This person's going to come with some sort of offer or like emotional apology. It's going to be small too. It ain't going to be worth a damn. Page of Cups in the upright. Yeah, because you've detached from these people. The devil in reverse, Capricorn, could be significant. You've detached from these people, and now they feel like they want justice. You detach from these people. They could be going through something with the justice system. Yeah. These people, maybe you're getting justice now that you've detached from these individuals. Three of Cups in reverse. These people are no longer collaborating with the Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, somebody doesn't have the foresight here. They don't have the vision. They don't have a plan here. Yeah, they lack the foresight to really build anything significant. Yeah, they come with a whole bunch of ideas and plans, but it's being revealed that someone no longer wants to be a part of this. They made a bad decision in a relationship. The Lovers in reverse, take it where it resonates. This could be that Cancer. Someone made a bad decision breaking up with you, breaking up a business, a home, and they decided to move forward. And now they don't have no foundation. They're ashamed. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. They can't build nothing. And it's being exposed. Leo could be exposed by next Sunday or today. Oh, it's today. It's going to be exposed today. Ace of Swords. Somebody's getting clarity that a cycle is over. And they're fighting like a bug. They fight like a mug. Yeah, somebody's fighting with their sense of reality. This Temperance in reverse. She was trying to distort the vision, trying to say that she thought she ain't had nothing to be worried about, but whatever deceit, cheating, stealing that she's done, Seven of Swords in reverse, is being exposed. Yeah, somebody's realizing that they were being betrayed. Ten of Swords. Yeah. So these are people in your family. Like, you got family drama going on while you moving on and upward, like George and Weezy on their ass. Tell me about the collective. So there should have been someone, a Virgo here, the Hermit in reverse. Somebody was trying to get you to not commit to a path, and they saw this 1122 as a chance to be seen as a higher level. This person was trying to manifest a win. This could have been a Virgo or as well as a Gemini. Somebody was so sure they win by doing this magic that they were doing. These people were definitely fighting with you. Five of Wands here, fighting with you because they thought strength in numbers. Every time I see that Five of Wands, I think strength in numbers. Yeah, they thought that they would continue to battle you within a group. They eventually get what they wanted. Everything will work out. Yeah, but now somebody's being forced to take responsibility. These people were trying to avoid a tower. Yeah, a tower. So they decided they take control here. Avoid a tower for an Emperor in reverse. Aries could be significant. Yeah, now somebody seems to know some sort of information. Somebody could have told this person if they did this, they wouldn't regret it. And now they're refusing to help this person. This person could be sitting on some sort of plan or information about this Queen of Swords. This would have been planned by this Queen of Swords in reverse. This is a karmic couple. Queen of Swords in reverse to the King of Swords in the upright. It's like she manipulated this person into carrying out this plan. Or she manipulated this person into thinking he was the one that came up with this idea. And this allowed him to execute, right? He came up with the idea. He thought he had a plan, King of Wands, but they weren't able to move forward, the Fool in reverse, because they don't want to carry this burden. So they made a decision. They said, I don't want to carry this burden of this Queen of Pentacles. Like, so now there's a Queen of Pentacles that they desire, some sort of family. This person sees multiple opportunities here. Yeah, but they're not able to take this chance because someone's moved away. Six of Swords in the upright. Yeah, someone moved away. And now you've got a Hierophant here that is experiencing an ending, a death even, because I got the Hierophant and death. So that's Taurus and Scorpio. Higher level commitment, ending. High level to be a teacher. Somebody who knows something is going to either be experiencing a death themselves or a death to... Tell me about the death. Okay, ended to their finances. This person is experiencing ended to their stability. Because I got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Like, there's things, yeah. So, to end it, they could have ended this stagnation, but they just refused to apologize. They refused to make things right. And now there's some secrets that are being exposed. And this person, this Cancer, somebody could be coming towards you. But this person, be mindful, because there's some sort of reckless energy here. King of Wands in the reverse. Somebody's reckless. This could be, yeah, they gave an off. They told this person, it's been exposed that someone encouraged a person to give an offer to an Empress in reverse. Aries is significant here. And somebody abused their position, thinking that a person wouldn't fight them, because this person, it's like they knew things, but they used it in the wrong way. The High Priestess in reverse, to get money, to get an opportunity, and they could have hurt themselves or someone. They could be sick. This person's not able to move on now. Now, somebody's trying to be strong so they can get out of this situation, a Leo, but they're not being given any sort of opportunities because they were overly invested. They invested long term into a partnership, and they did it like risky. And this King of Pentacles is now trying to figure out some sort of collaboration or long-term collaboration. 3 years is significant, because now there is no stability, there is no money, there's loss. 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and they don't want to be seen as the one who lost out. Like, this is about image for that person, and so they're trying to figure out how they gonna fix that shit. 7 of Pentacles in the upright. Woo woo. So that went from telling us what the ancestors are talking about this week in terms of them not wanting you to continue on a path career-wise or business-wise, to fiddling out like the minor players in this who are carrying out these tasks to make sure there is confusion here, and the results of them trying to hold you back. Like, these people, I feel like the guides are kind of like just telling you, like, this is what happens when people fuck with you. This is what happens when you fuck with the church's money. This is what happens when you get in the way of the divine plan. And each and every person who trying to play coy like they didn't have nothing to do with these, they can't hide. You can't, I just heard, you can't run from death. And not saying it's a death of a physical vessel, but just death in finances, death in stability, death in their lives. Like, the spirit of death is on these people because that's what they wanted for you. That's what they wanted for you. So, what else does the collective need to know? Because I'm at 57 minutes. I keep my team brief. What else do we need to know? Yeah, somebody's ashamed. Your family's ashamed because they know you know what's going on. You know what's going on. Yeah, Spirit is encouraging you to no longer collaborate. Yeah, you can't collaborate. If you don't work with them, they can't consume you. Okay? These people try to play in your face. Somebody, again, there we go with play stupid. Y'all know I pulled it. You listen from the beginning. You know I said play stupid. Y'all, play card came out with wisdom in reverse. Play stupid. Yeah. Play stupid. Play stupid right back with their ass. What Spirit's saying. Yeah. They got to play stupid because they don't have the courage to deal with you right now because they cause so much chaos and they trying to keep that shit a secret. So now they playing dumb. Spirit says, remember, this love, this relationship that they try to show you, this person has bad energy. That Taurus came right on out. Provide. They gonna be trying to, this Taurus could have been running back telling people things. So you could have had a love interest that was giving communication, like pillow talking, telling people about you. This person's cursed. This Cancer could be cursed, or their Taurus could be cursed. Whoever they was working with cursed because they had bad intentions. They thought they was going to be able to be cunning. Now they no longer had an inspiration because they've lost the power. These people seem to know. They know that you made it away. You got away. Yeah. Somebody could believe something. They could have believed something and now they don't trust the fact that something's done. Yeah. You've adapted to these individuals though, so that's why you're being defended. Victory is here for you. I'm going to wrap that up. You're going to have victory. I may touch on a few other things in the video, so make sure you guys catch that one too. I'll try to post it. But yeah, that's what it is for this week, y'all. That's what it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tapping in. I hope that you got some guidance and assistance. And, you know, we're going to chat soon, okay? Don't forget, follow, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're looking for appointments, you know where to find me. Click the link in my bio. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Oh, let me close this road. I'm random. Talk to y'all later.